Pastor David Alexander arrived in Taiwan in 1976. Since then, Pastor David has been teaching English at colleges and universities, as well as working at the church. He has been contributing himself to Taiwan for more than 30 years. Currently, he is the Director of Language Center of Tainan Theological College and Seminary. Let us get to know Pastor David Alexander.
We ardently pray, come, Holy Spirit, to enlighten our way. For Taiwan's people, we humbly implore, fill us with Jesus' love to our very core.
Would you please share with your impressions of Tainan, for example, foods, people, things, or interesting experiences in Tainan?
One of the things I really like to do in Tainan is go on narrow streets that wind in every direction. I lived in Kaohsiung for 25 years, where all the streets are straight. And so coming to Tainan, where there are little streets that go this way and under and over, little pieces of land that can't be built on have been turned into gardens and parks and places. And it makes the city very delightful to wander in. And we'll find something we didn't see before. And that's been a very interesting, wonderful thing in Tainan. And some women there who live in a Buddhist convent have become people we greet every morning with hello, good morning. Religion, but we're all Tainan. And being all Tainan and speaking Taiwanese to each other and smiling and greeting, that's good enough. That's a good people experience in Tainan. I've been teaching English off and on for more than 30 years, but it hasn't been my main job. However, recently, especially since I moved from Kaohsiung to stay in Tainan, I've been teaching more English. And what I've learned is people need to dare to listen to English and dare to look at and read English. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, and then listen to it maybe many, many times until you're sure you know what's being said. Go ahead and guess. Don't be afraid to guess wrong. So the tip is listen, but you have to listen to something that you can go back and listen to again and again and again. So watching television news or listening to radio news, that doesn't help. You need to use the internet so you can listen again and then guess, did it mean this? And listen again. And after you have figured it out on your own, it belongs to you. And when it belongs to you, then you've got something. Let me give you an example of English Bible, Taiwanese Bible, that might help us learn some English from the Bible. But I say to you, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you. Luke chapter 6, verse 17. These were words of Jesus. Love your enemies, love enemies. Do good, hate. Do good, hate. That gives us something to think about. So sometimes the Bible, because the ideas are difficult, they make us think. The thinking helps us to learn. The second tip is for reading. Read things, but don't read for word by word. Read for what's the first meaning in this sentence. Maybe it's several words together or one meaning. And then what's the next meaning in this sentence? I was teaching that in a different class this morning. So meaning by meaning to understand things, not word by word. Then your understanding becomes better because you have the thing yourself.